He's labelled cerebral palsy, but that just means brain damage at or before birth.
The brain tissues on my left and on my right have been affected by either lack of oxygen to the brain when I was in the womb.
Tom has a very interesting universe. His world is not like yours or mine. Essentially, he's happy. He's very happy, and that's the best part of Tom's world. Is completely unaware of the fact that he's disabled or has disabilities. Tom is greatly loved, but his interactions with everyone, his connections with everyone is different. He likes to engage with people in more of a concrete, here and now way. He's not going to ask you what you did yesterday and how have you been and how are you feeling. He just wants you to do what he wants you to do. But he's very good at that and very charming with it. The closest relation Tom has in the world is his brother Flynn. They're identical twins, but in some ways they're not close. Flynn loves Tom, but there is a distance between them. When they were about 4 days old, they both got very ill, and Tom had major seizures. With Flynn, the antibiotics managed to help. But with Tom, the infection had already gotten into his spinal fluid, which means the infection travelled up to his brain, and that's why he was having such large seizures. So he's labelled cerebral palsy, but the manifestation of that is he has difficulties walking and with his fine motor skills and language. Since then, it's come about, it's quite clear he's intellectually young for his age. I think Flynn keeps himself a bit distant from Tom because it gets a little bit hard emotionally. It could be Flynn. He looks at Tom and it could be him there. I think he might be feeling the burden of, I need to live my life as a big life for both of us. I need to be successful for both of us.
That's better.
Go, go.
That's right.
Mum. Yeah.
Yeah, all right. You can make a brush with it.
He loves his iPad. There's lots of programs on his iPad, particularly Play School. He still loves Play School. He'll watch it on the DVD and he's playing it on the iPad at the same time. And he's got a CD player of the music quite often at the same time. He loves animals. We've got a few at home, a couple of dogs and a couple of cats and fish in a tank. He loves those. He'll go and put his finger in there and likes the fish to nibble. He likes to go to the park around the corner where we have geese and ducks. He likes to feed them. I think because they're loud though, and he likes it when they take the bread from his fingers and they actually get his finger and fingernail. Having a child with disabilities changes everything. You have to put a lot of attention and time towards that child. It's hard to keep the family dynamic not just on that one child. You have to involve everybody. You can't ignore your other children. They have needs as well. So it changes the family. It changes you as a parent. I have to parent Tom differently to my other children.
Uncle!
Having a hug.
Uncle!
Tom is 23 and I still am parenting him in the same way I did when he was 3, whereas my other children I get to be the mum of adult children now. And personally, you have to find a lot of strength, and you usually don't show it to anybody. So you have to put up a barrier that everything's fine, I'm okay. So yeah, there's lots of changes. I'm not sure if that's enough.
Most of these guys would end up playing rugby to begin with, because they've had strokes, car accidents, so this is where they try and rehabilitate them, to try and get them to the best of their ability. Mentally, it's just quite challenging that you've got people that can walk, the next day you're not. My disability, it's a lot different to the rest of them. I'm born with my condition. My disability affects on the muscles in your body, how much you can move and all that, and it also affects over time. So it'll if you saw me when I was younger, it'd be a lot easier than normal, because I would look just like you. But as I get older, it'll just get worse and worse and worse, and you can't do anything about that, unfortunately. If they go in and straighten my back, then I'm at more risk of either dying or being a paraplegic, and then being back where I am today in this centre, trying to rehabilitate myself, which is really quite challenging. Virtually every day that goes by, my life is in the balance. And I'm not the person that's going to sit here and let my condition CP take control of my body and let it win. But it's already taken over my legs. I'm not going to allow it to take over anything else. Doesn't matter who you're up against. It just means you've got to do the best you can. And being around this group actually helps. You're playing at an Olympic level, which is not many people can do. Especially around this sort of area. You can't do it. At the end of the day, you're in this sport to play and to win. And if you're not willing to put the effort in, then don't bother. A few of us get a bit angry with ourselves because we've made a mistake that we shouldn't have done. And our job is not to make mistakes, because we can't make a mistake at top level. If we make a mistake at top level, that's one to two goals up on the scoreboard that we can't get back. Especially when you're playing teams like Canada, America, and all the other states where you've got to compete with. It's just, you can't do it. So you've either got to be on your game or not on your game. So if you're not up for the challenge, then they're not going to take it.